Hello, everybody. It's Jochen Hyde, and I'm back with the Desert Wolf versus Lokasenna War in the Pacific campaign. This is Scenario 2, December 10th, 1941. Whoa. Wow. He gave up Aicheng, huh? We'll talk about that when we go around the map. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. Let's see how this turns out. I have a feeling everybody's out of ammo here. Hershey JT crosses the T. I work with a guy named Hershey. What's his last name? Ooh, it's loud. Hold on now. All right, let's just see how this goes. Oh. Looks like the bomber takes one torpedo and is sunk. These things have been floating around for a few days out here in the Sulu Sea and the Celebes Sea. Looks like bomber's time is up here. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Dang it. Mark 14 again. But that tells you that the Nagato did not get very far from its engagement yesterday. I don't know if that means it's heavily damaged or what, but see, this is what I was worried about yesterday or the last turn. He's in so close but can't commit. Now he has to deal with all these subs coming after him. Oh. Well, that Mark 14 worked. All right, so this is a leftover ship from the completely blasted invasion attempt yesterday, and there are troops aboard, and that ship is dead. Or it will be dead. Oh! Somebody hit a mine. Did you hear that? Somebody hit a mine. What was that? What's this? My guess is these guys are probably out of ammo. So these are the 3 destroyers from Hong Kong, but they've got to be out of fuel and ammo by now. I'm not entirely sure where this engagement's taking place. I'm guessing kind of behind here. Let's see how they do. I don't think they've got a lot of ammo. There is some escort here. Let's run it. Well, right off the bat, the oh, okay. This might be the end of these guys. Let's go. All right, so the Thracian is sunk with a torpedo and 4 shell hits, but it does a fair amount of damage on the way down. Sigiri taking a lot of hits there. And a torpedo hit into the Soche Maru. There it is, right there in the South China Sea. That was a close one. Shallow water is not this guy's friend right now. 4 hits on the I-121. Look at this mess. Looks like Loka is definitely putting a lot of assets into hunting these guys down. And quite honestly, I did too, because just I don't like having enemy destroyers in my backlines. So the sooner you can eliminate this threat, the better. Unfortunately, that ain't today. Let's give it another shot. Let's see if this one does any better. Nope. Still alive. Those Royal Navy destroyers out of Hong Kong are some of the hardest ones to catch up to and finish. Third time's the charm, right? Nope. And Mark 14 special. Okay, again. Again. What in the world? No way. What the heck? What's going on here? Oh my gosh, what? Oh my god. How many torpedoes did they fire here? That's insane. Oh, again. And now they're shooting back. What? This is crazy. Oh my gosh, the perch is getting hit. These guys are on the surface duking it out because those Mark 14s. I don't even know how many torpedoes I got fired. What a joke. Wow. Remind me to look at this submarine when we're done to see how much damage it took. Wow. Okay, so these guys fired, I don't know how many torpedoes here. And of all those torpedoes hit, only one actually detonated. 4 shell hits, and these guys took 5 hits as well. That was crazy. What? I hate Mark 14s. I think it sank. I think we got it, but surprised he didn't go to ramming speed. Oh man. Oh, whoa! I didn't expect this. Wow, that's bold. To come into the Singapore hex to bombard when there's a minefield in place. I mean, I've done minefields before, but the Singapore one's pretty dense. I'm surprised he's actually doing this, but this could pay off for him. I think he has a chance of actually damaging some stuff here. So let's run it and see how this interaction goes off, because there is a fort there at Singapore. 142 coastal guns shot in defense. Coastal gunshots, I'm sorry. 142 coastal gunshots. So here we go. A lot of buffaloes are damaged. The wildebeests are probably disabled here. Okay, it's all right. Mogami and Hagekaze take hits. And apparently we have a sub in port. And a fair number of casualties to the base forces. Bold move. I will give him that. That I was not expecting that, and most people wouldn't do this. So hopefully it works for him. But see, the Allies are doing this too. Okay, so we have some Dutch cruisers bombarding Sinkoang. Okay, not bad. Hit some ships in port. Did a little damage to some support units here. A little bit of damage to the base. And we got your spotters up too. So the reason that Desert Wolf is doing this is a forward operating base that the Japanese like to use, because if you put Nels and Bettys here, they own the whole area. They can potentially, range as far as the zeros can escort them, which is 14 hexes. So that's a base that if you can neutralize it, it buys you time as the allies. There's more here. Okay, the Durban. Ooh. The Durban and the Dragon get a lot of hits on ships in port. And more base hits. Not bad. Okay, that's good. That's going to buy Desert Wolf more time in there. There's something else sinking now. Not quite sure what that is. Oh, okay. He's going into Sambas and he's bringing in entire infantry regiment to do it. That seems like a bit of overkill. I could think of better places to use this regiment, but hey, it'll kill it off quick, I guess. Okay, Japanese are landing at Kavieng. I'm trying to figure out what troops that they are bringing ashore. Can't really tell. Okay, Sarong. Pretty standard stuff here. What will the Japanese do today? Okay, it's daylight. Let's see what they've got planned. Well, okay. Those are your British destroyers, and they ran into an unescorted convoy. This seems like it's asking for trouble, but they're out of ammo, so they don't engage. Oh, and our friends from yesterday are back. These are the guys that we engaged, well, earlier in the nighttime. A little more luck today. Ooh, another mine hit. I wonder where he's hitting the mines at. Those are Japanese ships hitting Allied mines. Oh, bummer. Oh. So the Edsel and the John D. Edwards were engaged earlier in the turn. The bomber was with them and got sunk. But apparently he caught up to something landing at Sandakan with a lot of troops on it. He got busted, man. That is not enough escort for that. You cannot be operating these troop-laden convoys out here while the Allies still have combat ships. It's too dangerous. Nice hit. Very nicely done at Sandakan. Oh. Looks like we're hitting mines now at Baton. Type 88 mines are sublade mines. see if we get any cap traps today. Ooh, that's a nice result. Okay, this is a bombing raid on Changsha itself. Very little damage actually inflicted. But you notice he did bring his altitude down. Maybe he heard me ranting and raving about his 28,000 foot bombing altitudes or whatever it was. Ooh. Hudson's coming in for a bombing on Sarong. Ooh. Nice. Okay, one bomb hit into the Shinkoku Maru. I don't think it'll sink it, but a good attack either way. Okay, AM phase was pretty quiet, which is good. It's good for Loka. He needs that. Okay. 15,000 feet again with the bombing on Clark. It's too high. Guam is getting bombed now. I wonder why Guam. Maybe he's coming in there. I guess these guys are coming out of truck. Okay, so it looks like Desert Wolf elected to go pretty easy on Loka today. And he's going for another paradrop on Tungu. It looks like. Okay, let's get some land combat here. Oh, I lied. Okay, that's more Japanese ship sinking right there. Yeah, we're totally not ready for land combat yet. Here's our invasion of Naval. We saw this coming last turn. Okay. Pretty sizable landing at Naval. Okay, now we got land combat. Okay, this Rabaul thing, we knew that was going to fall with that much force in there.
Hello, all you 4GIs and 3. This is Orphan Ann at Radio Tokyo, bringing you some hot music and another blow to your morale. Today, our High Command announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Rabaul.
All right. So he's got Rabaul. I'm actually a little surprised at how little he's committed to it, at least initially. When I go into Rabaul, I bring everything in the kitchen sink. Naval headquarters, air HQs, construction units, everything. I bring everything there because Rabaul is your main base to fan out from in the Solomons and elsewhere. At least it is for me. He may have a different philosophy here, but to me, Rabaul is like the most important base in all of the Solomons. Maybe he'll bring in more later on. I don't know. Okay, Hong Kong, day 2. Not so great. Ouch. So again, the Japanese are better able to withstand these losses, but he just did not bring enough troops here. I think I mentioned this the other time. I usually exchange a regiment and bring a division out of Canton so we can do this better. Because this is, not so great. It's going to take a while to get it through it like this. Okay, Japanese shock attack here. Actually lose a lot of troops. That wasn't the best idea. The terrain doesn't favor it. And then here's your Mersing landing with the 33rd Division and bits and pieces of the 2nd Division. Port Princessa will fall. But because he did not take Tete, it gives a retreat path for the Allies to get out of town. So again, when I do this, I land at both bases and I don't attack here until this one has something in it. So I just kill these troops outright. Because now they're just going to be sitting out in the jungle being a pest for who knows how long. Okay, Jesselton. That's an easy one. Okay, bombardment, Sambas. It's a big unit. Okay, a naval guard and an infantry regiment. That's kind of a lot of forces to bring in for this, but he'll be able to wrap it up quick. Allied shock attack? Oh, what the heck? What is this? Dang it. I think it would have been better just to let that lie. That's okay. Okay, vegan. Allied deliberate attack? Oh. This is a counterattack. Okay, so the Allies actually counterattacked here. But from what I can tell, there was no casualties anywhere. The Japanese just up and left. They're like, the heck with this. We're not going to stay and fight this. Bye. But hey, this is just going to complicate things for Loka. Now he has to deal with this base again. And the Japanese are kind of at risk of getting surrounded here. Hey everybody, I'm back, and I've got some good news. Preliminary results suggest that we do not have any desync issues here, so let's dive right into it. Okay, aircraft losses for today, a lot more subdued. At this time, it's the Allies that take a few more losses, 15-5. A lot of these were lost due to the bombardment at Singapore. Okay, Army lost points, they are what they are. Ship sunk. Now look at this last turn. This is what's being reported, but I don't necessarily believe it. Kumano allegedly hit a mine. So we heard 2 mine strikes this last turn. So one of them was... one of them was one of our ships. The other one was the I-22 near Palembang. Crazy. And the Kumano hit a mine going into Singapore. I personally don't think the Kumano is going to sink due to 1 mine hit. So I'm sure we'll see that corrected later on. But the I-22, you never know. It could go down. And then we see this hilarious thing here, the Shinko Maru near Lauag. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I don't think I've ever seen more torpedoes expended on one ship than this. Music's a little loud. Let me turn that down. All right. There's your numbers. We'll start in Hawaii because we're already here. It looks like Loka is in full retreat mode here, and he's heading back to lick his wounds. We've got 5 ships sighted there, 9 there, 1 there. We have no idea where the... I'm guessing this here is where the Nagato is at. This could be Kitobutai. We don't have good spotting on that. No idea what that is, but this invasion of Hawaii has been completely repulsed, and he's going to have to go back to the drawing board. Dozens of ships were lost here, and Kirobutai's air wing was absolutely gutted. So I don't know what he does now, but I wouldn't want to be him. As I was scrolling around the Pacific, I noticed that we do have an invasion taking form at Wake Island. So if I were a betting man, I would suggest that he's going to go into Wake Island next turn. We'll have to wait and see. All right. So China, let me take a look here and see if I can figure anything out. Okay, I think the most important thing that I've seen here that I think is potentially an issue for him going forward is this capturing of Aichang. Now, I think that Aichang is very important to the Japanese early on to defend it because it gives you more range to hitting a lot of bases further up, right? You can hit Tianshui, Chungking, Kienko, pretty much anything within a 10 to 12 hex radius from here you can hit. So Aichang is very well positioned to put your air power out there pretty early on. And giving it up to the Chinese, I don't necessarily like that. So now it would be hard to stop it because there's a lot of Chinese AV here, right? Some pretty big units. But it can be done if you invest the money into it. So giving up Aichang as the Japanese, I'm not a fan of it. So there you go. Other than that, we see a drive towards Changsha over here. I don't really see much else. He's not moving towards Wenchao yet, that's for sure. At Hong Kong, again, he came in too light, so he's really struggling with the place. And he's actually not even keeping up with the forts. So this may turn into quite the slog here at Hong Kong. Although the troops here, let me see, the Kowloon Brigade, well, maybe not. Maybe they're doing okay. It might take him a while to take this place. He just didn't bring enough divisions. So there we go. Aichang was taken by the Chinese, which is bad for the Japanese. and we see some sort of movement towards Changsha, but I would recommend not doing that early on because the Chinese can get way more troops in there faster than you can. And you can see he's already got size 4 forts there. So taking Changsha frontally is very, very difficult. Alright, in Burma, it looks like he's continuing to double down and bring stuff into Tungu. But that's kind of a waste of time here because a second Burma brigade has landed here by Desert Wolf. So this place is very well reinforced now. He's definitely not going to take this by the air. Alright. A little bit of craziness happening over here at Singapore. We had an enemy cruiser go into the base and bombard it. Did some moderate damage. Nothing super bad. But it will definitely delay the fort building for a bit. Which isn't a bad thing for the Japanese. Buys them some time. However, there's already quite a bit of AV getting into this hex. And a lot more is coming in. So, because this Mersing invasion took so long to get in, we already have 465 AV there. With another 400 coming in. With potentially more, 900 to 1,000 AV all said and done at Singapore, and that's not an unsubstantial amount of troops. So I don't know if these two Japanese divisions are going to be enough to take it. He's going to have to land more stuff, and there's a lot of ships out here. It's kind of hard to figure out what all's what. Who knows what these things are? And there's the mini KB sitting out there, just begging to get picked up by a submarine. It's dangerous stuff. Okay, right now, looks like we had a successful raid at Sandakan and basically broke up an entire invasion there. He needs to be careful with that stuff. Okay, Philippines, we got a pretty decent sized landing at naval. We'll probably take that next turn. Also looks like there was a pretty big landing at Malbon, which I'm not surprised. This is not a bad move. My guess is a division has landed here, but I don't know for certain. He's going to move into Batangas and then try to come into Manila from the back. We've got units at Cabanatuan and still more moving in towards Clarkfield, which are not enough. So I still don't know what the Japanese plan on Luzon is, but I don't see enough troops here to do a whole lot with it right now. And look at this, guys. These submarines. This is what happens when you play with no rules. Every single submarine in Manila gets out safely. And now these guys are heading straight for the home islands. And it's going to be ugly. Normally, the Japanese player doesn't have to really start dealing with sub-threats in the home islands until, I don't know, mid to late January, February, or later. But he's already going to have to deal with the horde of submarines right now. And if you look at this, Desert Wolf is being very smart. He's putting all the subs in deep water only. See that? Deep water only, not shallow water, because he knows that most of the Japanese ASW has Type 95 depth charges, which do not work in deep water. They don't hit anything. So Desert Wolf is very carefully placing his sub-patrols in places that the Japanese really can't hurt him with right now. Boy, that sucks. Alright. Moving on down. Man, look at all these. Jeez. Dutch East Indies, not much going on here. Landing at Sarong. He'll probably take that next turn. And we have a landing at Kavieng. And Rabaul has been secured this turn. So that's good. For the Japanese anyway. Although, he only came in with the Guards Mixed Brigade and, I don't know, something else small. And I don't know what his intention is to do with those units. Like, I don't think that's enough to base out of Rabaul. Okay, looking at Noumea, this appears to be a task force that's retreating from there. And getting dangerously close to the coastline of Australia. Desert Wolf is probably going to put some PBYs on naval attack here, like these guys. Better be very careful for these guys coming after these guys here in the next couple turns, because they're just sitting out there and easy pickings. Also looks like Desert Wolf has moved off a bit from Noumea. He's set these patrols up a bit further to the south. I'm not entirely sure why. I didn't ask him about this, but I don't know why he's moved into this kind of configuration with these patrols. I would be thinking the threat vector would be coming from this direction, not here. But, you know, maybe he knows something I don't, so I'll just kind of watch this and see what happens with it. And then we'll take a look at the progress of the troops, or the ships forming up near Canton, right? We have the Enterprise Task Force has arrived. Cool. And then we have, coming in behind that, the Lexington Task Force also coming into Canton. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more heavy cruisers somewhere. Right? Where did I see them at? Oh. These guys are just kind of hanging out here. I don't know why. They were moving south before. Now they're just waiting at Johnston Island. So we'll see what these guys do. He may be holding them in reserve in case this develops into something else, and he can reverse course and go after them. But the American carriers are definitely heading for Canton, and my guess is they're going to move to interdict stuff going into Noumea. So we'll watch that every turn and see what they do. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'm glad we didn't have a desync. It makes it a lot easier for me and quicker to get through these turns when I don't have to try to sort through the combat report. However, I do want to show you one funny situation with the combat report, and it happened near Lawag. Okay, let's see if we can get it up on screen here. Okay, you should see combat reporter on your screen. Let me see if I can make it a little bit easier to watch. Let me see here. Wow, this is not behaving for me today. Anyway, that should be good enough. Watch this. Let's look at sea engagements here near Lawag. This is crazy. The Perch and the Shinko Maru got into some crazy slugging match here. And the Shinko Maru, I don't know how many torpedoes were fired at it, but it actually shot back at the Perch. Let's take a look at the Perch and see how much damage it actually took from that. 18 torpedoes fired for one ship. Wow.